Madrid is a city so full of life and culture that it's hard to do justice to it in a few paragraphs. Artistically, the city holds its own against any in Europe, with the best art museums on the continent where Renaissance masterworks and seminal 20th century pieces are waiting to captivate you. It is also the seat of global organizations like International Tourism Fairs and World Tourist Organization. Madrid has plenty of famous museums, art centers, historical, and other architectural attractions, making it an ideal choice for your vacation. There are many more things to do in Madrid for all type of tourists. The city has a good supply of hotel rooms, making it an attractive option for all tourists to come here for vacation. There are many interesting things to do in Madrid for those who are interested in its rich culture and history. There are many beautiful beaches and resorts to spend your time just relaxing. Even for those who want to have an exciting time here, Madrid offers an interesting nightlife with plenty of food and entertainment options on offer. So, as you plan your vacation in Madrid, Spain, here are a few of the things to do in Madrid to guide you towards having an interesting and memorable vacation. Take in all the historic sites and get the background on the Spanish Empire that spanned the globe in the 16th and 17th centuries. There are also countless little things that make Madrid memorable, whether that's a café con leche in a stately square, drinks at a rooftop bar, or a wander through the Retiro or Casa de Campo on a sunny day. Spain is a totally gorgeous country to explore, from the stunning beaches, beautiful places in the north to the most epic Spanish cities. You'll be totally spoilt for choice on where to visit. This is especially true if you're heading on a city break, like Madrid. You see, there are so many incredible and best things to do in Madrid that it can be mind-boggling when trying to squeeze them all in. Not only that, then you've got the questions on if you should just visit Madrid or actually head to some of the other gorgeous Spanish cities, too. You see, there's a lot of rivalry between Madrid and its bigger sister, Barcelona. Whatever you decide, 1, 2 or 20 cities in Spain, just be sure to give yourself enough time to really explore them. Exploring cities on very tight. Anyway, back to Madrid. Honestly, it's a perfect place to spend a long weekend exploring some of its stunning parks, guzzling on down at its amazing foodie spots, and seeing the epic palaces, too. It's so impressive. 47 might seem like a lot, but the truth is, this could quite easily be a list of the 4,700 best things to do in Madrid. Heck, that is selling the Spanish capital short. Madrid is a magnificent city, one that ticks every box anyone could want. Looking for genre-defining art and elite museums? You'll find plenty. Hungry? Madrid's restaurants are the best in Spain. Short on cash? Not to worry, there is no shortage of excellent free things to do here too. Madrid is a city that does both. There is enough here to keep return visitors engaged while newcomers are in for the experience of a lifetime. Madrid is achingly cool, blissfully beautiful, and delightfully convivial all at once. You're lucky to be here, we'll say that much. The Prado, absolutely essential. The Prado is one of the best and most popular of the many must-see works are Bosch's Garden of Earthly Delights and David with Head of Goliath by Caravaggio. The artist with most works hanging at the Prado is the Spanish romantic Goya, whose 14 black paintings are a Spanish cultural reference point. 2. Retiro Park. Madrid's green heart and full of elegant gardens, the Retiro is just a few steps east from the Prado and was a royal property up to the end of the 19th century when it was open to the public. If you're visiting with little ones, paddling on the Grand Pond next to the monument of Alfonso XII is a fun option on a sunny afternoon. The iron and glass pavilion built to house the Philippine exhibition in 1887 is magnificent, and growing in the pond in front of it are bald cypresses, strange swamp trees that turn a lovely golden brown in summer. The oldest tree in the city is close by. It's a Montezuma cypress planted in 1633 and ringed by an iron fence. 3. Royal Palace. Built in the mid-1700s for King Philip V, the Royal Palace is on the site of Madrid's Moorish Alcazar Fortress Palace, which burned down in 1734. It's the largest royal palace in Western Europe and has a blend of Baroque and neoclassical styles. You have to go inside for the full experience because the royal collections and frescoes are sublime. There are works by Goya, Caravaggio and Velázquez, as well as stunning displays of watches, tapestries, porcelain and silverware. You can see the only string quartet of Stradivarius instruments in the world, and the royal armory that includes the personal weapons used by Charles V in the 16th century. 4. Santiago Bernabéu Stadium. Whether you're a supporter of the club or not, the truth remains that Real Madrid are Europe's most successful football team with a record-breaking 11 European Cups to their name. So any fan of the game should consider a pilgrimage to their gargantuan 85,000-seater stadium, where history has been made many times down the seasons. A tour will grant you panoramic views of the stadium. You'll step inside the dressing room, visit the dugouts and see all sorts of interesting bits including the trophy collection, press room and presidential box. 5. National Archaeological Museum. With invaluable pieces gathered from across Spain, This museum is a trip through Spain's rich history. What may surprise you is the wealth of magnificent items that predate the Roman period. The best of these Iberian treasures and sculptures look almost new, despite being at least 2,500 years old. The Lady of Elche is a bust of a woman with an incredibly detailed headdress and coils over her ears. Much later but no less impressive is the treasure of Guarazar, a Visigothic set of crosses and votive crowns dating to the 600s. 6. Puerta del Sol. This grand square next to the Casa de Campo is a popular meeting place, suffused with meaning for both city and country. Nearly every Spanish person will recognize the clock at the top of the Casa de Campo, as this marks the televised countdown on New Year's Eve. There's a tricky ritual involved too, with every chime you're supposed to eat a grape for good luck. Also in the square the El Oso y el Madrono statue, a symbol for Madrid since the Middle Ages. 7. Gran Via. If you'd like to get a sense of the city, a walk along the Gran Via is a superb place to start. It's Madrid's entertainment, shopping and cultural nerve center, a buzzing avenue often full of life until dawn. By day it throngs with shoppers stopping by the many malls, high street stores like H&M and Zara, and luxury boutiques. In the evenings there are couples arm in arm, stepping out to the cinema or a musical. And after dark the street pulses with many of Madrid's top nightclubs. Sights to spot as you stroll include the vast Telefonica building, built in 1928 and an early example of a skyscraper. 8. Plaza Mayor. Another of Madrid's musts, Plaza Mayor is a handsome Renaissance square, laid out in the early 1600s and completely sequestered by historic 3-story high residential buildings. There are 9 entrances to the square, and within the porticos at the bottom of the buildings are several cafes. Order a coffee at an outdoor table and watch Madrid in action for a few minutes. After that you could wander up to the 400-year-old bronze statue of King Philip III, who was in power at the height of the Spanish Empire. 9. Mercado San Miguel. An easy walk from Plaza Mayor is this gorgeous Art Nouveau marketplace that dates to 1916. It's less of a fresh produce market and more of a gastronomic destination to purchase the best that Spain has to offer, like cava, pimenton and saffron. There's a host of tapas bars here serving all the favorites like patatas bravas, gambas al ajillo and boquerones, with a glass of beer, rioja or vermouth. To do your food shopping like a real madrileno, head to the vast Mercado de Maravillas in Cuatro Caminos. It's Europe's largest municipal market with 200 stalls. 10. El Rastro. On Sundays it will seem like the entire city has descended on Ribera de Corretodoras and Plaza de Cascaro. This is when some 3,500 stalls are open, hawking pretty much anything you can think of, whether used or new. It's the largest flea market in Madrid and gets pretty hectic, so it's always a good idea to show up early. Even though it's a Sunday, the antique shops on the streets branching off Ribera de Corredores will be open, and there are also cafes if you're in need of a pick-me-up after wading through the crowds. 11. Thyssen-Bornemisza Museum of Art. If you still have an appetite for art after the Prado, amble over to this museum, which is also part of Madrid's Golden Triangle of Art. You shouldn't get bogged down, because the attractions in the triangle are complementary, each covering schools and periods that the others do not. So at Thyssen-Bornemisza you can see works from the English and German schools by artists like Hans Holbein, Hans Baldung Green and Albrecht Dürer. These are accompanied by pieces from other Renaissance masters like Tintoretto, Veronese, Rembrandt, Van Dyck and many more. There's also a big collection of American abstract expressionism, and a host of impressionist and post-expressionist pieces by the likes of Monet, Renoir and Degas. 12. Reina Sofia Museum. Round off your journey through Madrid's art collections with the third museum on the Golden Triangle. This museum focuses mainly on Spanish art and is more modern in scope than the others. The best reason to come is to the many works by the 20th century artists Picasso and Dali. Just to show that isn't overkill, Picasso's epoch-making Guernica is on display, so it's an opportunity you really shouldn't miss. Among the other Spanish greats represented at Reina Sofia are Joan Miró, Juan Gris and the important abstract sculptor Eduardo Chillida. 13. Churros at San Gin's. Perfect in winter, Spanish hot chocolate is one of the most luxurious things you'll ever taste. It can be so rich and thick you sometimes need a spoon to drink it. And the perfect pairing is a sugary churro, which if you don't know, is pipe dough deep fried. Just off the Puerta del Sol, visit the Chocolateria San Gin's, which has been serving churros and hot chocolate since the 19th century and does it as well as any joint in the city. If you can't make it to San Gin's, there are loads of stalls on the streets in the cooler months of the year. 14. Beer at a bar terrace. In the summer, many of Madrid's bars and restaurants spill out onto the city's pavements and squares. This is an essential part of going out and socializing in the city. On Plaza de la Cebada on balmy summer evenings, it can even be difficult to work your way through the throng. On the rooftops are terraces of a different kind. These bars enjoy jaw-dropping views of the city and are a fine way to usher in the sunset. close to Plaza Mayor is the Hat, which like many of these bars doesn't give you much of an indication of what you'll find on the rooftop, where tables sit beneath a glass canopy and you can feast your eyes on Madrid's cityscape. 15. Flamenco Tablaos. 1960s, and here you see a show over a candlelit meal with sangria. It's a fine way of killing two birds with one stone, tucking into Spanish specialities like jam and iberico, migas or roast suckling pig, while seeing one of the country's most famous art forms expressed by some of the best dancers in the flamenco world. This big European city has its fair share of hustle and bustle, but that doesn't mean it skimps on providing visitors with an authentic Spanish experience. The Prado Museum features works by some of Spain's most famed artists, including Velázquez and Goya. The Palacio Real is open to the public, and the El Rastro Flea Market, where the upscale shops in Salamanca provide hours of shopping. But if you're drained from a long day of sightseeing, you might want to rest at an open-air cafe, especially the ones that skirt Plaza Mayor. Once your energy is restored, enjoy sampling some choice specialties at a tapas bar before hitting the club. There are many things to be done in Madrid, so choosing where to go and what to see can be stressful. Here we profile the 10 most fun, interesting and unique things to do in Madrid, so no matter if you are spending 2 days or 10 in this amazing city, you will be sure to have covered the top things the city has to offer. Madrid is Spain's second most visited city after Barcelona, but it's the country's largest and most diverse. It's no surprise, then, that Madrid is full of tourist attractions. Some are forgettable, others are worth a detour if you've got extra time, and some are must-sees for any trip to Spain's capital. The latter are favorites even among locals and make for a more authentic experience of Madrid. Separating the made-for-tourism from the worthwhile can be tricky. For example, Plaza Mayor looks like a convivial spot for lunch, but the authorities, Reed, my husband, Florin, who was born and raised in the city, and his friends and family who still live there today, say only tourists dine there. To see Madrid like a local, follow their recommendations. Pro tip: for an excellent overview of iconic places in Madrid, download a copy of the city's new Icons of Yesterday and Today map. It displays the locations and walking routes between many popular attractions and is a great way to orient yourself in the city. Essential tips for visiting Madrid, Spain. The metro is a great way to get around the city. It is the second largest metro in Europe and costs anywhere from €1 per ticket. Save money and skip lines by picking up a Madrid City Pass here. La Latina is a great area to grab tapas. It's full of tapas bars so you can hop from one place to the next. If you're there early in the day, grab breakfast at Gelateria 4D. They have delicious coffees and pastries. Don't let your luggage weigh you down. Find a secure and convenient spot to store your luggage at Luggage Hero. Although Seville has a more iconic bull ring, if you're not making it to Seville, you can check out the Las Ventas bull ring in Madrid. If you're looking for diversity, Lavapi's population is over 50% non-Spanish. That means there are plenty of options for cuisine, including Chinese, Moroccan, Thai, Indian, Senegalese, Greek, and Cuban. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching.